Last episode was great, man.
It was. We had a lot to do. And of course, it finished off with Circus's Kino Loy.
Yeah.
With the Never More Than 12.
Kino, always like the name Kino, since Secret of the Ooze.
But they had that moment. He was broken down. I think it just shocked him into reality. With Ulaf's death and the massive stroke he suffered. The doctor saying, I can't help anyone. Realizing how hopeless the circumstances were.
Yes.
The second floor being annihilated. And because of the term, they were term looping people.
Yeah.
They let him out and they cycled him back in.
So that's what I was confused about, because we weren't sure.
Well, he said they made a mistake.
Yeah.
They said someone was released on another floor and they put them back on a different floor, on floor 2.
Yeah, so they just kept doing it.
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't quite certain if it meant that, okay, they just fucked up and they made a mistake in the paperwork, like in the Soviet Union or something, and just cycled a guy, like, you're not getting out, you're going back in.
Yeah.
Or if they were purposely doing it.
Okay.
That's my idea, is that it's very Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Where they don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So they wipe out anybody that thought they made a mistake.
Yeah.
Except now the whole fucking prison's aflame with this rumor.
Yeah.
We had Deirdre Ramiro and Cyril fucking... Yeah. Well, first off, her torturing Bix.
Yeah, I think it's... Oh, my cousin, and I try not to... Like, while I'm reviewing the show, or reacting to it, I should say, I try not to read a ton of stuff from different people. Mm-hmm. But he sent me something, basically, how... I know the headline was like... They wanted to show the Empire how people become... They start to slide down that path. And they're not always Sith Lords. They could be people. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, obviously we had... I don't know if it was that episode or the one before where she and the other ISB personnel were talking about staging someone's death.
Yeah.
Like just kill the
pilot.
guy and leave him in the ship.
Yeah, letting the ship run
and they were all excited, kind of intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, we can do this. And obviously they were all willing to go to great lengths.
Yeah.
Terrible lengths to enforce their will and what they see as the righteous cause.
So and it's very part of that Sith mentality. Like the things that they do, especially in the books, that they would... they would destroy a whole Star Destroyer to set something up. Like all the people on board, thousands of people.
Oh, yeah.
Just to
sacrifice them.
To sell the deception of something, yeah. We also, I think, Andor himself, like his growth in that prison, like he became a part of that family unit that he was working with. Yeah. Started to care for them. He was willing to sacrifice.
Well, because you form units, so I wouldn't say it's strictly like the military. Obviously, they're two very different worlds, but in prison, you have to find a comfort zone, kind of a base. Baseline of who you hang out with, who's going to watch who's back.
Yeah.
A system.
Do you feel for Bix? Like she was tortured and she probably gave up information, but I think it's leading us to believe that it was a horrible thing.
Well, it's supposed to be a horrible thing. I'm not as intrigued by her character.
Yeah.
I get that it's supposed to be horrible. Yeah. I'm sold on the horror of it, but I just can't help but love a good villain. So I'm more enamored with Deirdre's character. Yeah. I don't say, I don't care if she's hot in real life and torturing people on the side.
Well, of course.
You know what I mean? But I like her performance more. I'm more intrigued by the character. So I think Bix was a little bit overshadowed.
Okay. This is episode 10. We got 2 more left. Loving this show, guys. Make sure you go to our Patreon and check out full length. Let's go.
Not after this.
Just say not now, so they fucked up, is what I'm taking from it. So they're not going to let anybody out to let people know what happened.
Yeah.
And maybe initially they just cycled that guy back in, but once everybody found out, there's no fucking chance of them letting him out.
Yeah.
I think it could go either way until I hear more. But
I will say, if it is the other thing...
Which one's the other thing?
If it is the fact that they were always cycling him back in, what if you saw fucking your buddy up in the tube?
Yeah.
Hey, motherfucker, let you get out!
Yeah.
You're doing the hand signals. Like, fucking shit!
It's a good name for an old man.
The first time we saw that was Revenge of the Sith.
That thing? Well, that's what happened with Han Solo and the Carbonite.
Oh, and that, yeah. You're right. Basically the same type of thing.
Yeah.
We need to go tomorrow. Tomorrow? You heard me? Go where? We can't wait. We'll never have a better chance. You sound insane. No, listen to me. They're afraid. Right now, they're afraid.
Afraid? Afraid of what?
They just killed 100 men to keep them quiet.
I call that power.
Power doesn't panic. 5,000 men are about to... Whatever we're making here is clearly something they need.
I think they're making something for the Death Star.
Every day we wait.
I don't know.
We have a plan!
Oh, what, you? And Burnock and Melchi?
You don't have time to be stupid!
Come on!
Plan works around a new man coming down. That might not happen again until it's too late. I'd rather rather die trying to take them down than die giving them what they want.
It's good.
We won't
Good
have
perspective.
Yeah.
It has to be tomorrow.
Tell them!
Tell us what?
What happened?
A doctor came out. Kino.
We will have immediate facility compliance, or we will begin activating floors without warning.
Chief, floor!
It's always those close calls.
Dude, I would. Why fuck with that?
He said they'd made a mistake and sent back a man who'd just been released. They fried 2 ships.
But never tell him.
No one is getting out!
It means a lot coming from him, who's always a hard ass.
Yeah.
Suggestion, sir.
Yes.
I don't think we should step away.
Go on.
We should do what we normally do. Unidentified ship, dead pilot. We'd want to take a look, wouldn't we? Let's assume Krieger's watching. The least suspicious thing that we could do would be to take an interest.
That is exactly what we will do.
He's like proud of. I want him to be proud of these kids, you know.
I don't know if Deirdre's buying it. Maybe she just didn't like that her idea got stomped on. I don't know.
But I'm gonna assume I'm already dead. And take it from there. There's no sense in wanting the night shift. They'll hear about it one way or another soon enough. Let's make it look good.
So we haven't heard the plan, if there is one.
Yeah.
Announcement. All Skybridge transfers.
I wonder if there's like.
Such a cool looking prison.
It is. I wonder if there's like legit murders in there though, like child killers.
Probably are.
Yeah.
On program now.
On program!
But no prison stories sold on the bad guys.
Oh, of course. I mean,
It's sold on the guys that are in there for their own reasons.
yeah.
She said your pills were putting her off her food, and she'd rather keep eating than let you pretend to live.
Cinta.
Who's that guy?
That's some guy.
What will it cost?
My fee? I want no fee. Money means very little to me at this point. Charity, isn't it?
I insist.
And I refuse.
Please take no offense. I'd prefer not to owe any favors. I'd feel far more comfortable paying you for your trouble.
A drop of discomfort may be the price of doing business.
Let's have it.
I prefer favors.
Yeah.
I'd like a return invitation. I'd like to come back here, at least once.
Oh, I'm sure that's something that can be arranged.
I have a 14-year-old son. I'd like to bring him with me.
Proposing a marriage to
Can't
later.
be serious.
Oh.
I'm not asking for betrothal.
Then what are we talking about?
An introduction. Her daughter's 13. She'll soon come of age. 2 young people, attractive and privileged Chandrillan citizens.
What makes you think I approve of that tradition?
Our position sometimes makes decisions for us.
She's gonna fuck it up.
Senator, neither of us have lived
Not that I'd be comfortable with this, but
Yeah.
It's a lot to think about.
I'm not thinking about it.
That's the first untrue thing you've said. It's been a pleasure.
I guess the wiggle area where he says, I'm not suggesting a betrothal. I'm wondering.
yeah, but he could be lying his ass off.
Well, yeah, but what if both kids don't like each other? Yeah, this thing he was working on.
If I have to use this, you remember it, yes? Yes?
We owe a check on 3. Step it off. You're good.
I said eyes front.
He's gonna piss his pants.
Leave him watch it. Calm down. How?
Thought you were dead already.
It makes sense that one of the guys at least would be a fucking nervous wreck.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Maybe get a stronger guy, you know?
That's what I was thinking. He's like soaking wet.
Yeah. Be like on Toy Soldiers, which you need to watch sometime on here. Oh.
It's a fucking water pipe.
Such a slow moving deal.
Yeah. Could have timed it a little better, but maybe they didn't want people seeing.
No! What's going on out there?
are those guys that lock the fucking door. Sorry. Oh, dude. That guy didn't do shit.
Oh, yeah, he got him back.
Fuck yeah, motherfucker.
Oh, man. Now he's dead.
Attack!
He'd get rough.
Yeah. I'm gonna sort it out. Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
If I were that guy, I'd be watching my fucking feet and everything.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
I have to wonder if something horrible is going to greet them at some point, though. Like good old-fashioned A New Hope.
What if they...
So.
A place like this, they might just cut off that whole branch.
Yeah. Flood it.
Yeah. Poor Asian guy in there.
What's going on down there?
I'm not sure, sir. We just...
There's a poor Asian guy.
Oh, he's just trying to support his family.
Like the other guy back there, too?
I think they look Filipino. They look like island people in some way.
One way out! Come on, fight!
I wonder if one guy's there, he's like, I get out tomorrow, though.
Yeah. So we gotta let him up, don't they? Slows it down and leaves it there.
Fight! Use whatever you can!
Jesus.
There's nobody there.
You shouldn't be here.
No shit.
Turn it off!
That could mean so many things.
I'll turn it off.
He might be right, but what if the whole facility just fucking floods?
It's like a failsafe.
Yeah.
The Emperor himself had
It's
that.
hydro. Once we turn it off, it takes months to get it back up and running again. I don't have it. He has the hydrogens.
I'd shoot his ass in the toes.
Yeah, why not?
It has to be you. Come on, Kino. You do this every day. Tell him what to do.
I can't help but think of him as Smeagol. With that look on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Before he turns into Gollum proper.
Yeah.
My name is Kino Loy. I'm the day shift manager on level 5. We are, at this moment, in control of the facility. How far we get, how many of us make it out, all of that is now up to us. We have deactivated every floor in the facility. All the floors are cold.
I don't know if I'd be that first guy.
Maybe he feels hopeless.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
We will never have a better chance than this. And I would rather die trying to take them down than giving them what they want.
Maybe die helping, though, you know?
We know that no one outside here knows what's happening.
He looks determined as shit.
We are being transferred to some other prison to go and die. And that ends today.
That must have been what happened. They meant to transfer that guy somewhere else and fucked up and sent him back there.
Okay.
Right now, the building is ours.
Cool. Even if he went to someplace else, he would say, I was...
You get them moving and you keep them moving until we put this place behind us. There are 5,000 of us. If we can fight half as hard as we've been working, we will be home in no time. One way out.
The doctor.
Out. One way out. One way out.
wouldn't leave them in the control room. Jesus.
Yeah,
I mean, it said it takes a while to turn it back on, but...
Imagine a Squid Game if everyone revolted. Wouldn't that be great?
Clint. This isn't going to end well, man. It's too inspirational.
No, there's the water, right?
Something has to happen.
I can't swim!
Yeah.
I can't swim. What? What did he say? Can't swim.
There's gotta be something you can do.
Wouldn't it be worth trying? What I'd be concerned about was like Australia, saltwater crocodile type organisms,
Yeah.
sharks. And shit.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
He's a mole, or a mole.
He's something.
On what?
Your daughter, healthy, beautiful. You must be pleased.
Is that meant to scare me?
Well, it's been a year since we've had a chance to catch up. You've become a father. It's not worth mentioning.
It's not fair. You, knowing, watching me. Do you ever think how it might feel from my side?
I think about you constantly.
She's gathering interest. Partagas likes her.
Well, this is good. Encourage this.
Why is this good?
Because she's wasting time.
How so?
You had nothing to do with Aldani.
Well, almost nothing. We were invited but declined. They got lucky. We don't build on luck. But this can't be why you're here.
If Krieger attacks, they'll be waiting.
And if he doesn't, they'll know something's amiss.
They'll be slaughtered.
It's 50 men. You're worth more than that.
You have to warn them.
To what end? Ruin everything? What better way to reassure the ISB there's no leak in security than sacrificing Krieger? I'm doing this for you.
I can't do this anymore. I'm a father now.
It's a catwalk, Zach. It's not
I
good.
had no idea how it would feel.
We can't let you go, Lonnie. We can't spare you. We've been grooming you for too long, and yes, you've been alone. Your career has profited greatly from information that we've provided. Information that cost me dearly. You love your daughter. Krieger's men will be dying to make sure she has a father. You're trapped, Lonnie. There's no pleasure in saying it.
And what do you sacrifice?
Not to think about that. Calm, kindness, kinship, love. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I made my mind a sunless space. I share my dreams with ghosts.
Such fucking cool.
I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago from which there's only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight, they set me on a path from which there's no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost, and by the time I look down, there's no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. So what do I sacrifice? Everything! You'll stay with me, Lonnie. I need all the heroes I can get.
What are you doing?
Well, he didn't walk out on the catwalk. That's a smart move. Never good.
They made it to the shore.
Yeah, good. What a freaking great one, man.
It was good. I really liked it.
That speech at the end was some of the best dialogue in the show.
Made my mind a sunless place.
Yeah.
Sunless space. Whatever.
Yeah, waking up to an equation I wrote 15 years ago.
Share my dreams with ghosts.
Yeah. Fighting for something greater, and of course, sacrificing 50 men, all this immoral stuff because he just believes.
Sacrifice my decency.
Yeah. He believes it's worth it in the end.
Mm-hmm. Started it. Him trying to encourage Kino to speak up about what's going on.
Yeah.
I liked his talk with Kino in private, where he said, "Power doesn't panic." It's very reflective.
It is.
I don't know how much of this show and the show writers have really intended for this to be, but reflective of reality.
Yeah.
And current politics and everything. I know some people have alluded to that in some of the reviews, and I don't care for it. It makes me want to stop reading. But
yeah, I think art imitates life in a way where at least that part.
I don't think most of it. There's no escape from it.
Yeah.
It's just people draw inspirations from the narratives of reality. People can come up with fantastic stories that seem original, but you can always break them down.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if you look at this versus the Death Star, that was power, and they were confident in it. And they were wrong about a little minor detail because of...
It was a pretty big detail in the end of it.
But
they were also undermined.
They were undermined, and these guys, they were afraid. It was a difference. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Tarkin wasn't... He was coming from a position of power, and he wouldn't panic. And he died on a hill.
He did, but he was a man that, held his nerve.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But, they were all undermined by one man's... love and
love
aspiration for Galen. Just
great.
One final fuck you.
Yeah.
Only one way out. One way out kind of became their motto.
Yeah.
For the escape.
Well, it was so inspirational to me, like when he got that courage, and he started out a little more meekly when he was talking, and then he just was spelling out the words, and to me, he was a great motivator.
He found that fire.
Yeah, he was a great motivator.
Of course, the meeting with Davis Galden.
Yeah.
The fucking schmuck.
Well, it just... I've read about Star Wars politics and everything, and there's so much you can say, because some planets are cut off. But a place like Coruscant would be like, I guess like New York or Vegas, you know what I mean? Like, there might not be a lot of tradition. Like,
yeah, it's
like
the metropolitan hub.
Well, like the idea that, like, that type of, I won't say archaic in a bad way, that an arranged marriage would just be something that anyone living there...
It is considered archaic.
Yeah, it's not something that they would abide by or entertain,
Yeah, they might think of it as kind of, I wouldn't say a joke. They would kind of view it with some amusement. So that guy, though, suggesting
maybe his son's
taking advantage of that shit.
Oh, exactly. That's why I was... Well, I guess to me...
He might be like a fucking Lucius Malfoy, and his son might be like fucking Draco.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Just two shitty people, just bringing out more shitty people. Leda might be tempted if she met this kid, because she seems to be very dissatisfied with her home life.
Yeah, and maybe
we've seen that several times with the strain on her and Perrin's marriage.
And you know what? Maybe that's one of her big sacrifices. Like, you watch episode 4, you know that her daughter, she arranged for her to marry some fucking people that she didn't want him to before the fucking rebellion, which would be kind of cool, but also sad.
It'd be sad, but I think it would be worth it for the weight of the show.
Yeah.
It's not something I would ever do. I'd die on that fucking hill. Like, no.
Yeah.
Deal's off.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the introduction to the episode, we had the clip of Saul discussing Luthen's suggestion to help Anto Krieger. Well, we've been brought back to that. The Empire's set up to draw out Krieger, set him up and ambush him.
Yeah.
So we're brought back to that now with Lonnie, the ISB mole.
Yeah.
Bring that information.
So he took a vow, so he was a believer, I believe. And somewhere along the line, he probably also feels like, I have to do this because you know everything about me.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Well, that's when he's going out for that meeting. It's been a year. Luthen probably feels like, okay, it's been a while. Is this a trap? We know about your daughter.
Yeah.
So
congratulations.
Maybe it's a suggestion. Yeah. Well, it's been alluded to a few times in this series that he's tired of waiting in the shadows.
Yeah.
He said it himself earlier on, and then Saul called him out on it.
He half thought that maybe because of his actions with Cassian and the necklace that he left himself open, and I think he just accepted it. I think the weight of everything is starting to make him feel, you know what?
Well, I don't think Luthen's going to survive the series. Maybe not season 1, maybe he'll master season 2, but I think he's going to die eventually.
I believe that would be the best course with my very limited mind, but I think...
Well, I mean, I would just imagine it because it would explain, okay, we can't...
No.
We're not really going to feature him later. He'd be much older.
Yeah.
But maybe by the time that the newer episodes have occurred, if you put him in a timeline within Empire Strikes Back or somewhere in there, it'd be relatively close. If you put him after Return of the Jedi, it wouldn't make much sense to me. He'd be pretty fucking old. He'd be like Zero and fucking Metal Gear.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah, Luthen's speech for me was the wonderful cherry on top. And Kino, we don't see what happens to him, and it was such to me, a heartbreaking line too. But he was so happy for his men. He was so happy that he did it.
Yeah. Or maybe that's just a window for them to bring him back in the next season.
Yeah.
Because he's not technically dead. So.
I mean, there's so many things that float, you know?
Well, you'd have to find something though in there too. Like, would they have any kind of life preservation systems on that rock?
Yeah.
You know? Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back. Sorry I missed you guys last week. I had ended up having one hell of a week. But I finally just got done watching this week's episode, and how fucking awesome was that episode? Freaking blew my mind. It was so sweet. The anticipation, my anxiety, the build up while he's sawing away at that pipe. I was just like, just sitting there in suspense, just waiting, just hoping and praying that he got it in time. And then whenever they finally got to the room, the speech that the supervisor gave, I shed a tear when he was giving that speech. Then when they got to the edge, realizing he couldn't swim, realized that he just did all that, knowing that he was gonna die. He did that to help everybody else out. It should tell us that he's one hell of a human being. And then at the very end, when they make it to the beach and you see him run off into the moonlight, such a satisfying feeling. All right, guys, I'll catch you next time.
Yeah. No, I love this episode. And there's 2 more episodes that are going to function as the last arc for this season. And I love it. Love this show. And
I have to wonder where it'll go. I mean, I hope that we'll get to see what happens with Krieger, not just hear about it after.
Me too.
Just to have it capped off with a nice action piece, even if it's the second to last episode. The last episode doesn't necessarily have to have it, but
yeah,
it'd be kind of cool to get something. And I'm not saying this series suffers for it, but I guess it's just built up to a point where you want to see some kind of culmination.
Yeah.
Like, it can't all just be espionage and intrigue.
Yeah.
Or maybe like Saul will show up to help Krieger. Even I doubt it, because he's not known necessarily to be that kind of guy.
Yeah. I want some dialogue between Andor and Luthen before this season wraps.
I have to wonder if is he going to go back to see Mara before she dies, and then meet up and be confronted by Vel and Senta, or at least Senta, because Vel's not there. But
and they're there to maybe kill him.
That was my understanding, is to tie up loose ends.
Yeah.
But maybe he'll meet up with somebody, or something will happen in the interim.
Yeah.
You don't really know what happened to Nimic, his diary.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he read that in the interim after he went out living the good life on the fucking shores of wherever
that is pretty important.
Thanks everyone for tuning in here. We love this show, and we love you for sticking around. If you like what we do, hit the thank you button down below, comment down below, find us on Patreon, find the link tree, find everything else I don't have time to talk about. We'll see you.
Thanks, guys. Dude, what a hell of an episode.
What?
Lord.
Hell of a show.
Yeah. My gosh.